I used to think that making jam required pounds of sugar and store-bought pectin, but back in 2020, I realized that this is not the case, and I have found so much more joy and freedom in jam making. Fun fact, pectin was not commercially available until the year 1908 in Germany. So prior to this, everybody was making their jams without pectin. How were they doing that? Well, there are several options. One, you don't need pectin. You can just cook your fruit down until it thickens. But B, there are a lot of fruits that are naturally high in pectin. You can add one of these fruits to your lower pectin fruits and you'll get a much quicker gel. And you can apply this method to any high acid fruit, which is most of the fruits, but not bananas and melons, things like that. Now, the method could not be simpler. You honestly don't even have to measure anything if you don't want to. I usually do just so I can kind of estimate how many canning jars I want to get out, but you don't even have to measure. You're just gonna add all of your fruit to a nice heavy bottomed pot. You're gonna add sweetener to taste, maybe a little splash of lemon juice just to give it a little bit of brightness and zing. And you can add any herbs and spices that you really like to make this super custom and fun. Then all you need to do is put this on the stovetop over medium-low heat, bring it to a gentle simmer, and cook it until it thickens. With berries like this, I don't worry about chopping anything up or getting out the immersion blender, but with things like maybe peaches or something chunkier, I'll often use the immersion blender if I want to get it nice and smooth, or dice it. It's totally personal preference. There are no rules here. I got mail. Actually got this a while ago, but it's been just sitting on my counter because I haven't had time or inclination to get around to it. But I have been in full scale berry picking and jam making mode. So it is time to do this 4 jars unboxing and see what kind of goodies are in this box. I'm super excited. I keep seeing everybody loves these lids. So of course, when they asked if they could send me a box, I said yes. So let's open it up together and see what kind of goodies are inside. It feels like Christmas in July. Some stickers. That is nice, 100 count pack of lids. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I'm excited to try this. This is a mason jar vacuum sealer kit, and it's not electric. It's a totally analog vacuum sealer kit. I'm super excited to try this. Oh, a kitchen timer. It's shaped like a little cooking pot. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, I would have never probably bought this for myself because I have a timer on my phone and I have a timer on the stovetop. This is so cute. This is adorable. Nice jar opener. Yes, I can. I love canning puns. Oh. A funnel set. Okay, regular mouth, wide mouth, and a mesh strainer. Oh my goodness. Okay, we gotta open this. We gotta look at this. I've actually been in like dire need of a new funnel, but I've been putting it off because I just didn't want to buy a new funnel. Great little mesh strainer. This is pretty solid feeling. Okay, this is really solid. This is hefty actually. Oh, I see. Okay, this is the canning key they're talking about. I'll get a close-up of this in a second. This has measurements, so where you fill it for where your canning headspace is supposed to be. It's got 1 inch, 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/4 inch. That is super cool. What a good idea. And then this nestles right inside. I needed this actually. This is amazing. And then it's got a wide mouth with the same thing. Okay, same canning key. And same, this also fits just perfect. This is gonna be really perfect for straining milk even. Like when the sheep are finally in milk, this is gonna be so good. This was such an amazing gift. Thank you, 4 Jars, for sending this my way. I've heard nothing but phenomenal reviews about these lids. And they were also so generous to give me a coupon code to pass along to you guys. If you want to get 10% off and stock up on some really great canning lids, use the code PATIENCE and the link in this video's description to get stocked up before canning season really hits full swing. As with most things in life, there are multiple ways to do things. Today I am not technically doing the whole water bath canning method with my jam. My mom does her jams like this. This is definitely a more old-fashioned approach where you don't actually get out the water bath canner. You just sterilize everything and you use the natural heat from the simmering super hot jam straight into your sterilized jars to get a natural seal without actually water bath canning. So keep that in mind. You can do this exact same thing and you can put the lids on and pop them in the water bath canner for about 10 minutes. Or you can do this method where you sterilize everything and just put the lids on tight, but don't actually go through the water bath canning. Whatever is in your comfort zone. I'm not trying to convert anybody or make you a rebel. You do what you're comfortable with every time. It's super important with food safety and with food preservation in general that you do what you're comfortable with and you do your own research. I am very comfortable with this. This is a high acid food. This is a very old school method. If the lid seals, it's fine. If everything is nice and sterile to start with, I feel very safe with it, but it is not the current most approved method, so just keep that in mind. No matter what you're doing, always make sure you wipe down your rims really good before you put your lids and bands on. And jam should always be filled to about 1/4 inch headspace. Now, no matter which method you chose, if you are going with a water bath canning or just letting these seal with their own heat, you're going to want to let them sit overnight to finish cooling down and sealing properly. The next morning, I always like to remove all of the bands and check the seals. I never store canned goods with the bands on because it just gives me a little extra peace of mind. If anything does go wrong and a seal breaks, it's really obvious and easy to tell when there isn't a tight band on. So then I just label all of my jars and pop them in the pantry so that I can enjoy fresh, delicious fruit spreads all winter long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today and maybe found it encouraging or inspiring, useful info. If you guys did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and of course, let me know what you think in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Learning how to make jam like this without a strict recipe, without relying on store-bought inputs, has just given me so much freedom. I hope it can do the same for you.